How's it going, guys? Today I wanted to go over another Google question. This is called unique email addresses. And so we covered the most commonly asked question, the first most commonly asked question by Google, which was fruit into baskets. And this is actually currently the second most commonly asked question according to LeetCode from Google. So I figured it was probably another good question to go over. I've actually had a lot of people reach out to me recently saying they've had like upcoming interviews with Google, whether it's a phone screen or an on-site. So this is primarily for you guys. I don't think it's that bad of a problem. LeetCode actually has it marked as an easy question. It's not too bad, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so the problem description says every email consists of a local name and a domain name separated by an @ sign. For example, in alice@leetcode.com, Alice is the local name and leetcode.com is the domain name. And we're basically told here, besides lowercase letters, these emails may contain periods or plus signs. And so these are like actually real email things, I think. Sometimes I'll use the plus sign to actually filter stuff for spam and things like that. So it says if you add periods between some characters in the local name, mail sent there will be forwarded to the same email address without the dots. So for example, if you have alice.z@leetcode.com, it's really just alicez@leetcode.com. It's the same thing. And so now if we add a plus sign in the local name, everything after the plus sign will be ignored. So really we just have two kind of cases, right? Plus signs or periods. And so they want us to write a function basically that given a list of emails, we need to send one email to each email address in the list. How many different addresses are actually receiving these emails? Okay, so really simply, just to boil it down, we're given a list of emails. We want to return how many of these emails are actually going to receive an email, right? Like whether it's unique or not. So we kind of just went through it, but there are like two special cases, right? So we have a plus sign, which is going to ignore everything up till the @ sign, basically. And then we have a period, which you could essentially just ignore, right? It doesn't really matter. So my proposed solution for this that I think is a good idea and I think is efficient is we can basically create a hash set that's going to contain all unique strings, which will be all the unique email addresses in the list that we have. And so we'll iterate through this array of emails that we're given. And for every one of those emails in that array of emails, we'll just basically do some sort of processing, right? Iterate through that current email address, and we'll ignore things that are after a plus sign, and any dots, we'll just ignore any periods. And once we've actually built up that unique email, right, ignoring things like the plus character and everything that follows it up till the @ sign, and ignoring things like periods, we will have a unique email address, which we can add to the hash set. And essentially every single time we could just add in this processing loop, every single time we found a unique address, we'll be adding it to our hash set. And once we've processed all these emails, we could just return the hash set size, right? Because that will contain all the unique email addresses. So let's go ahead and do that. So we said we'll make a hash set string, and we'll just call this, let's call this set equals new hash set. I normally just call it set. It's going to contain strings, but we don't really need to do that anymore in Java syntax. So now we'll just have a for each loop going through all the emails. So we'll say for string email in emails. And so now we said what we want to do is for every single email, we want to do some sort of processing and basically build up the unique email address. So again, we're going to ignore things that are after the plus sign, and we're going to ignore period characters. So what we'll do is we'll make a string builder, and this will be the address, and we'll set it equal to new string builder. And now we just want to iterate through the current email. So what we'll do is we'll say for int I equals 0 while I is less than emails, or sorry, email, because we're doing a for each loop, dot length I plus plus. And so now at every iteration of this loop, let's just get the current character. So we'll say character C equals email.char at I. Excuse me. So now we have the current character, we're iterating through each of the emails, and all we want to check are our conditions, right? So we said the conditions are if it's a period, we want to do something or maybe not. If it's a plus sign, we want to do something or maybe not. And then every other case, we probably just want to append that character to our address that we're building. So if it's a period, right? So if C is equal to a period, we said we wanted to ignore it, right? Periods don't matter. So we'll just say continue. Otherwise, we have another case, right? So else if C is actually a plus sign, we said we want to ignore everything from the plus sign up till the @ sign. So what we'll say is while email.char@I is not equal to an @ sign, then we'll just say I++. So we're essentially just ignoring those characters, right? If we see a plus sign, we want to continue iterating or continue moving our pointer up until we see an @ sign, because that's when we actually need to start paying attention again. So now what we can do is once we're at the @ sign, the next character is going to be something like gmail.com, right? Or anything like that, right? In this case, it's actually leetcode.com. So what we want to do is we want to append to our address. We'll say address.append, and we'll say email.substring I+1. And so what this is going to do is it's going to take that entire @gmail or @leetcode.com, ignoring the @, so it'll really just be like leetcode.com or gmail.com, and it's just going to append that entire substring to our address. And so now the last thing we said is otherwise, right, if it's not a period and it's not a plus sign, we know it actually, I think according to the description, yeah, so besides lowercase letters, we can only have plus signs or periods. So it's literally guaranteed to be a lowercase character. So we just want to say else address.append, and we'll say C. So again, we're either ignoring it if it's a period, we're ignoring everything from the plus sign up till the @ sign and then appending the remainder of the email address, or we're just appending the current character that we're on that's a lowercase letter. And so now once we terminate this loop, all we have to do is actually add our address that we just built, right? Our unique email address to our hash set. So we could say set.add address.toString, because it's a string builder, so we have to convert it to a string. And now it's actually nice. We don't even need to say like if the set does or doesn't contain, because a set actually takes care of that under the hood. So we could just say set.add, and if it already exists, it won't add it again, and if it doesn't exist yet, it'll add it. Cool, so now once we finish this outer loop, we will have processed every single email address in this list of emails, and now we should just have to return our set.size, because that will contain all of the unique email addresses in the list that we're given. So let's submit this and make sure it works. Awesome, and it looks like it does. So guys, if this was helpful, be sure to leave me a like and subscribe to the channel for more. If you guys have any interviews coming up and need any help, be sure to leave comments and let me know, and I'd be happy to help however I can. If you guys are interested in joining the Discord channel, which I recently set up, the link will also be in the description. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.